What's up, Solicit Nation? It's your girl, Nikki, and I'm back with another Unsolicited Truth Reaction. Hello if you're new, welcome back if you're not. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below so we can keep this party going. And please, guys, continue to watch the ads so I can continue to do this for you full time. Now, I am back. I told y'all I was giving y'all more variety of content. I am really interested in giving this reaction. And the reason why is because they're a throuple. That's right, they are a throuple. The name of their channel is the TRIFECTA Love. Now, it's a guy and two girls. These are the two girls. I wanted to make my introduction. This is literally the first time I'm watching this, but it was suggested to me after I said, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to be a part of a throuple. You know what I'm saying? It was suggested to me in my DMs. I'm so sorry. I can't remember who it was, but I wanted to watch this. I was already starting to see like their thumbnails pop up, you know what I'm saying, and them suggested to me. And so I was like, you know what? Let me see what they're talking about. So this was the video that I wanted to watch to introduce myself to them and introduce all of us to them. You know what I'm saying? Are we intimate with each other? So these are just the two girls in the relationship. No, I don't know their names yet. Like I said, all I know is the channel is called the TRIFECTA Love. So hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully the videos, you know what I'm saying, full of tingles, and hopefully I get a little insight, you know what I'm saying, onto what it's like to be in a polyamorous type of situation, you know what I'm saying, a throuple type situation. So with that being said, let's get straight to the video.
What's up, Trifecta Troops? Welcome to another segment of me and my girlfriend talking about our man. I love doing these.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're fun.
But if you're new to the tribe,
be sure to subscribe.
you dig?
Yes.
This is a pretty good topic. We're talking about
Intimacy. Talking about intimacy.
Are we
getting intimate?
Are we only intimate with Pal, or are we intimate with each other?
His name is Pal.
That is a great question. I think that the first thing we want to understand is that we are in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, it is not polygamy. It's polyamory. So.
Which means that we aren't here just serving our man. We are here because we are all individually in love with each other. That's what polyamory stands for.
Yeah.
Well, that stands for.
What y'all think so far? Is it too early to ask? Oh my God. Like, I like that they broke it down though, because I think that a lot of people get the misunderstanding when you see a throuple. You really do think that it's, especially if it's a man and two women, you think, okay, well then they just must be his girlfriends, or that must be his wife and his girlfriend. Oh, he living the life, he the king tut, you know what I'm saying, of the hut. But really what it is, it's literally the three of you are in your own individual couplings as well as a throupling where you all individually love each other. Now, I don't know how it works. Like I said, I admire it, and I, in theory, would like to participate, but I don't know, because I'm also selfish and don't like to share. So I don't know how that will work out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just keep listening.
That's what it means. Yeah.
See if they can give me a little bit more insight.
So yes, we are intimate with each other.
Yeah.
I think some people like have questions about how that works.
Yeah, like are we allowed to
how
be
our
alone?
dynamic works. Yeah. But we definitely are intimate, just separately.
Yes.
You know? In the beginning though,
in the beginning.
Don't get them started. Don't get them started.
Yeah, no, but at the start it was not that way, actually. Like when we first established a relationship.
But when we met each other, it was that way. Like
right,
we met each other, like just us being extremely, like the chemistry was mainly here. Like there wasn't even any chemistry between you and Pal at first. It was mainly just us.
Had started with us.
Yeah. Like she was already telling him how fine I was.
True.
Yeah, she was literally like,
true story.
Gosh, you're white. Like, and then I was just like,
from like day one.
Day one.
The night we met, I was like,
all over me.
Oh my
God. But yeah, but once we established a relationship,
that's when it got kind of complicated. Weird. You know, not complicated. Just like kind of navigated.
I say weird.
Weird and complicated.
Weirdly complicated.
We tried to establish
complicatedly weird.
Complicated.
Weirdly complicated.
I like complicatedly weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
yo, they should put that on some merch. Complicatedly weird. They should put that on some merch. Complicatedly weird love. I love it.
You like complicatedly weird,
or if you like weirdly complicated better. You know, maybe
still like the video.
Maybe the secret word is gonna be weirdly complicated.
Weirdly complicated is the secret word.
Actually, the secret word could either be complicatedly weird or weirdly complicated. Whichever one you put in the comments is going to be a secret word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the beginning of like the relationship with the three of us, we were only being intimate if it was all three of us together.
Yeah.
You know, we were still trying to navigate things. It felt like uncomfortable and weird to be intimate alone with each other.
That makes sense.
But to be honest, I will say I think that was more so if it involved him. Like, I don't think that he so much cared if we were intimate, just us two.
Yeah.
I mean, he cared, but I think not as much as
if one of us was intimate with him.
One of us, then yeah, that kind of stirred up different emotions.
Which is so wild to me.
Yeah,
because think about it.
Not for nothing, you would think that obviously she is married to Powell, if I'm understanding correctly, and then I don't know their names yet, and then she was the one in the green jacket was introduced into their relationship, I assume, by the wife. But it actually sounds more or less like they're the real couple and he's almost like the third, if that makes sense. Because thinking about that dynamic, it would be like the girlfriend shouldn't care. You know, I would say like this: the added person wouldn't care what the two main people do, versus either of the main persons doing something with the third person added. Oh God, does that make sense? It makes sense in my head, but I don't know if it makes sense to y'all. So I feel like, you know, if you and your husband or whoever, you know, get a girlfriend, the girlfriend won't care or shouldn't care what you and your husband do without her, right? Does that make sense? But it would be weird for the husband and the girlfriend to do something without you, or for you and the girlfriend to do something without the husband, right? Because y'all are like the main couple. And so what I'm saying is, if it wasn't weird between the two of them and he didn't care, you know what I'm saying? And it could just be like a guy ego thing, you know, you don't consider eating cheating. You know, I've heard that before, but still been on the receiving end of a phone call from an angry dude telling me, why you all over here on my dick? Thought you didn't care. Thought you wasn't cheating. But anyway, with that being said, it's like it would seem that the weirdness was when either of them individually were intimate, and now that's her husband, so why would that be weird? Unless her feelings, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Like I said, it makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense. This is a very interesting topic for me. I love this.
Think about it like this, like, because before there were any feelings involved, we were all intimate with one another individually. No one cared.
No one cared, yeah.
Once feelings got involved, suddenly it was like FOMO started developing, which y'all hear about in other videos. And so why was it that we were getting that way with just him? Like, that's the weirdest thing. Is it because, I'm gonna propose a question, and this may be borderline, like, whoa, I don't know, but it's gonna start another topic.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you think that we got like that because we are more straight than lesbianic?
Okay, I don't think that sexuality has,
like, why was he cool or more cool than we were being intimate with each other than we were being intimate with him? Like,
this is the first time that we were in a relationship with another, like,
hold on, for example,
okay.
If you were intimate with another woman, would I be that, like, you have to wait till I'm there, like the way I was with Buckle, or like vice versa?
I don't think so, but I think, okay, well, for one, I think
we're more straight.
I don't know about this whole more straight, more.
I know, but I just feel like there's a spectrum here, and it kind of goes like this, you know?
Okay, I don't think it has to do so much with sexuality. Is my point.
Okay.
I don't either.
I don't think it. I don't.
So
think
then,
it
where
has
does
to
the
do with
fear?
that. I think I think that sex with a male, right? I feel like
From a female.
is seen as maybe more intimate because
why?
I know no, but I'm just being real. Like, I think
be real.
I get what she's saying. That's like a societal perception. Obviously, we know that that's not true. You know that I think that the intimacy has to do with the two people engaging in the act and not the type of act that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You think intimacy, so you think only, you know, penetration or insertion, and you go, well, that's as intimate as it can get. And like, let's be clear, you know, a woman can penetrate another woman, you know, not to not get too deep or too detailed, you know what I'm saying? I'll save that for, you know, the special, you know, videos. But I just think that, you know, I get what she's saying. You know, society would say a man and a woman would be, you know, like I said, people think eating ain't cheating. They don't take it seriously. They don't take, you know, female on female sex seriously the way that they do male to female.
Because maybe, you know what, this would be a really interesting conversation. I'm curious to know what his thoughts are too. Like, as the guy, did it not really affect him as much because it was like two females?
Well, think about it like this.
That is intimate because there's no like.
Well, think about it like this. I mean, I don't think that. Okay, so in the beginning, we were cool with everyone. You know, before there was feelings. Once feelings got involved, suddenly he was way more cool with us being intimate than we were with each other being intimate with him alone. And so that's why we had the rule in place where everyone had to do it together at first. Rule. And like the weirdest thing, we went through so many different seasons.
I can only imagine to figure out how to make it work.
I wonder, and I actually know the answer. I don't wonder. I know the answer. If it were a relationship with two guys and then a girl, whether it's you or me, no, he wouldn't have been that cool.
No,
you know?
right, absolutely, exactly.
So it's like, why do we hold this somehow, if it's, you know, a male and female within the trifecta or in the triad, you know, that suddenly there's a threat that we feel? Because really, why was that rule in place? Because we felt threatened.
Yeah.
And I think also it's just that me and you were more insecure being the two females in the relationship. He's the only male, right?
Right, so of course.
So I feel like there's that security being the only male, whereas we're the two females.
That's a really good point. Even if they didn't want to compete for his affection, I could see them competing for his affection instinctually, and him not having to worry about it because, you know, like he is the man in the relationship. But I still think, I don't know, only they would know. And maybe it would be different if it's three women, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that they're looking at it from the perspective as they're insecure with the other one being with the other one, you know what I'm saying? But then my question is, the one in the green, well, were Powell and his wife, were they a relationship first? I don't know. I gotta know more about their relationship. I'm just speculating right now. I don't know enough about their relationship to know. I just want to know, you know, who was at it, or did like they keep making it sound like they all just came together, like they just all came together one day and like they all met at the same time, and then the relationship grew. It was just sex in the beginning, and then it grew into relationship. And so I don't know if that's the case. Then I guess nobody is the more dominant, you know, when it comes to him. And maybe that is their case, you know, where it was just they were competing for his love and affection. But shit, but I can only speak from the perspective. My perspective don't really count because I'm, you know, I'm not. They're identifying, I guess, as two straight women who happen to be in a relationship with a man and each other, I guess.
So that's why we felt such an intense FOMO, such an intense almost insecurity in those moments.
Crazy.
Because we're... Yeah, because
I wonder if we were in a trifecta with just three girls.
Yeah, like if we would feel the same.
Right.
Way. Yeah, that's really interesting.
See,
that's nuts to me. Like, this is wild, guys. I'm like literally going in my head.
Yeah.
Right now, like this is wild. I mean, I guess I don't really have an answer anymore. Like I don't have an answer.
Well, I don't know.
You talk yourself out of your own answer.
Yeah, that's
I really, like literally we're saying that, you know, he would definitely have an issue if it was a guy.
Yeah.
You know, and we would definitely not have an issue if there was a girl.
Yeah.
So there is a spectrum.
I don't know.
As much as we don't want to admit that, you know, there's not this thing happening, or there's, like you just said, like it's more intimate with the male and female. Like as much as we want to admit or like want to not agree to that.
Well,
you know?
I'm not saying that I think it's more intimate with a male and female. I don't agree with that, but I think that's just what is perceived is like.
But that was the mental frame you were in and I was in, which was the threat. The threat was that there was a strong intimacy.
Yeah.
If you were with him alone, or if I was with him alone, there was a threat there.
Yeah,
but he wasn't threatened when it was just two of us. But if there was a guy, suddenly he'd feel threatened. So you understand? Man, as it was getting heated.
I know, the camera died.
So we're on our phone now, but it's all good.
Yeah. So I was about to say that I'm trying to put myself back into my shoes then. You know, like how did I feel? What were my thoughts? And to be honest, I think that there was a part of me that was bothered by the intimacy between just you two, because in a sense I felt like it was unfair. Kind of like
unfair.
To be honest, I just felt kind of like, you know, they've had 7 years of alone time. Like,
okay, so that I got my answer. So it was, so they were together for 7 years, and then she was introduced. Okay, all right.
Do you need more
alone time without me? Like you've had, you know,
wow,
you've had enough time alone.
And you know what I think for me, like I never really had an issue because prior to you, we were open, right? We were in an open marriage, and so I never really had an issue. Because feelings weren't involved. And I didn't really have an issue with you either. I don't think I really struggled with it as much as you did. The thing was, I didn't appreciate it if it was happening more often than with me. So then I had an equality challenge. So I didn't necessarily feel threatened if you guys were alone. Like, that didn't bother me. Yeah. It was like, if this is happening more often than I'm able, then now we're gonna have an issue. Now we're bringing
and I think that that's the reason that we even established that rule in the first place of it only being us three, so that didn't happen. Right, so that the inequality thing didn't happen. Someone
that makes sense
more than with the other person.
That makes sense.
And so I think that then we realized that this is too mechanical and too robotic.
You have no freedom to just like be in love.
And like who wants to be in a relationship with rules? You know? So then we decided, look, we need to stop treating, and then we talked about this in another video where we talked about how we were treating the relationship as one relationship. Rather than I am a person who's in a relationship with two people who are also in a relationship with each other.
And as soon as we started treating it that way, it was so much more
It's
freeing.
like then all the
so much more
heavy burden just laid down, and suddenly like then you go, okay, if I'm going to be intimate, or if I'm going to
makes sense.
You know, if I'm going to pour into one partner, let me pour into the other if I care for it as much, right?
Look, let me tell you something. I think that, first of all, are y'all okay? Y'all okay? Y'all hanging in there? Y'all following along? I think it takes a very, very, very special type of person and type of dynamic to not only understand that, be aware of it, and respect it. You know what I'm saying? And really trust that it works and it functions normally for you guys. That, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm sitting here like, the way that I'm built, I don't even know if I would have the mental fortitude to pour so much of myself into one person and then another person simultaneously or with the same equivalents. You know, I just don't think that I would be able to do that. I love very hard and very deep when I do love. If you know anything about Aquarius, it is hard for us to fall in love, but when we do fall in love, we love hard and we love deep. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know if I would be able to share that level of intimacy. You know what I'm saying? And I do like the idea of just one person, you know, just being my person, you know, but I don't know. It's very interesting. Seeing this dynamic in real life makes me rethink some things and also question a lot of others.
So then suddenly the equality was natural because it was like, I love you so much and I love him so much. So I'm going to treat you with that same passion, and I'm going to treat him with that same passion. And
we always communicated about if that was being met, you know, like every morning,
communication. I know that's big.
On each other, going over love languages, what like honest moments, all of those things make it easier and are important in just making sure that, you know, you are nurturing each relationship equally.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, we went through a dry spell though. We did go through a moment
as far as us two. We
went through a moment like that.
Yeah, we went through kind of like a dry season where for some reason we weren't really being as intimate as we used to be with each other. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I know exactly why, and I think I told you. I did tell you.
It was
because it started becoming, you know, unequal. What's the opposite of that?
I mean, unequal. Well, the
non-equal. Is it unequal or non-equal?
Well, the thing that's interesting for me, I think it's not equal.
It was not equal. Yeah.
There's no non or so not.
So it just was not. There was a moment where it wasn't being equal.
What was interesting to me though, is, you know, to be honest, it kind of felt like, even though there were two people involved, you know, me and Pao, I kind of felt like I was getting the
brunt end of everything.
Like, you were having more feelings towards me versus him. Almost like
I was getting more mad at you than him.
You were getting more mad at me.
Oh, I can see that.
No, I don't think that's true, because I literally had a dry spell with both of you guys. I had a dry spell with you both.
Or maybe it felt like you were seeking more of that intimacy with him, even though it had felt like, no, you're right. You did kind of go through.
I went through a complete
with us both, but then it started feeling like you were seeking it more because you missed it more from him.
Well, at the same time, not only was I having a dry spell with the both of you guys, we still were spending more time than I was spending with him.
Yeah,
interesting.
I guess.
Interesting. But I think taking the sex out of it probably made it easier for them to get over it and get to know, you know, maybe it was necessary so that they could, you know, get to know each other better and kind of develop a relationship outside of the bedroom that also involved intimacy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, women, our bodies, our intimacy and our level to, you know, have, you know, be intimate with someone is very much tied to our emotions. Even if we try to turn it off and act like it's not, that's just the way we're built. You know, people say all the time that a woman's heart is in her vagina. Kind of true. Just like a man's head is in his penis, or his ass at most times. Just kidding. I love you guys. But I do think that I just think that that's very a very interesting take and a very interesting understanding that, you know, she went through a dry spell with the both of them. For her husband, maybe even just kind of being angry with him in punishment. But in the dry spell with her, it seems like she wasn't having sex with her, but she was spending more time with her. That's really interesting. Like almost trying to get to know her better, or maybe even see why her husband found her so attractive. I don't know. I love this. This is crazy.
So that was like it was intimate time as far as like
just
sex
time.
or anything, just time.
And so then it got to a point where then I like almost resentment started settling in, and I didn't even want to be with you because I felt like you weren't even caring for my emotional needs in the intimate way. You know, and that's when it got weird, and then we talked about it, and you know, we settled that, and yes, the whole point is we are intimate with each other.
And right. We're out of that dry season.
Yes.
Spell.
It's extremely
wet.
wet.
What?
With each other.
And we're out of that dry season.
Yes.
Spell.
It's extremely wet now.
Rainy season.
I love it. Wait, what?
Rainy season.
Rainy season.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much moral of the story is that we are intimate with each other.
Yes.
And we don't set any rules as far as intimacy goes. It's just about equality.
I just think
balanced in both of the relationships.
I think that this proposed a really, I mean, like it brought up a really interesting topic, which was like, you know, if it were another man or if it were another woman, and I never thought like that. I never even thought to ask myself, like, if we were in a triad of 3 women, would we have gone through that? I don't know.
I mean,
I'll try it out and see how and report back.
I think for me,
I'm all about equality.
I didn't really struggle so much with it being like, because he's a male. For me, it's not so much sexuality. It was the whole FOMO and coming in as a third, just feeling like, almost in a sense, I kind of felt like I was entitled to more. No, and I'm being honest.
That's great. No, that's amazing. I love your honesty.
I kind of felt like I was entitled to more time and more attention.
I just got
here
later.
Like, I just got here, pay attention to me, you know? I should get more of the time and like stuff like, you know.
And we did not at all see it like that, you know. We were just like, and we're in a relationship with 2 people.
And that by no means is like a healthy way of thinking, you know? But I think if I'm just being totally honest.
No, I appreciate it. I really appreciate honesty.
Yeah.
Man, these are great topics. We love when you guys ask us questions. If throughout this whole thing you thought of another question, if it stimulated another one, put it in the comments, because we read those things. And that helps us create the next topic. So if you have another topic for us, for me and my girlfriend talking about her man, put it in the comments.
Or for the Try Talks.
Or Try Talks, whatever it is.
Please,
if this stimulated a question for Pal's perspective, put it there.
I would
Whatever it
love
is,
to
you know,
hear
we
his
got the
perspective. I'm
different
definitely gonna have to watch
segments
the
on
next
channel.
video. I'm gonna have to make
so
sure.
So before
that,
we go, don't forget to hit that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch the a video with him in it too, to also look at their dynamic and see how they are with him. This is dope, man. I'm gonna have to react to them a lot more often. They also got pranks, which I'm really interested in. So with that being said, Solicit Nation, if you enjoyed this reaction as much as I enjoy giving you guys this reaction, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Don't be afraid to share. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you be notified every single time I upload. And if you've been here before, then you already know I gotta hit y'all with the juices.